Thank you. How much time and energy do you spend on fear? None? When did you last knock on wood or walk around a ladder or throw a pinch of salt over your shoulder? When did you suddenly feel your heart pounding for no particular reason? When was it that you awakened in the night, tense, mouth dry? We are a curious generation when you come to think about it. We have developed the resources of the earth and advanced scientifically more in the last 50 years than man had previously developed in his entire history. We seemingly are masters of our own destiny. But are we? These days, hardly a week goes by when someone doesn't tell us that the human race may not reach the year 2000. The desecrations and the destruction of our planet seem to continue in spite of it all, and of all the warnings of experts who tell us that time is running out on the human race. When someone who should know, a scientist or that new breed, an ecologist, can matter-of-factly tell the parents of a 10-year-old child that the world as we know it may not exist in another 30 years, it's not hard to understand why they call this the age of anxiety. The scientist recently said that we have a free-floating anxiety, an anxiety induced by our fear of the atom bomb, by nuclear fallout, and by all the destructive devices we humans have thought up in the last few years. Free-floating anxiety. What an apt way to describe the fear of our time. But let's talk about modern fear after this message. Fear should lead us to action to save our lives or our families. Free-floating fear just stays in the atmosphere like smog. Today we are infected with a vague, uneasy anxiety that's hard to name. No problem can be solved in the atmosphere of an all-encompassing fear. We need to rise above the cloud of fear, anxiety, and worry into an upper level where we can think rationally about our particular problems. You have the power to overpower fear itself. It need not be allowed to harm you at all. The great fact is that you can, if you will, do something constructive about what you're afraid of. Try to restrict your fears to those you can do something about, and then be sure you do something about them. As you succeed, you will find yourself fighting larger and larger fears around you. The great fact is that if you can constructively conquer your small fears about life, you can reach out and help conquer the great fears of our times. When you learn to control your thoughts, you will be able to control your emotions and then become a significant factor in controlling all the fears of our times.